Accion's currently evaluating two paths for the long term. In the near term, we're very much a propulsion system provider, so essentially a component provider to a larger system. In the future, though, because we strongly believe we have something that all of our customers really genuinely need, we're considering a path to being the satellite services provider, so not just making the propulsion system, but actually launching and operating the satellites and providing communication services from satellites that do use our technology. So there are very few times in an industry, I think, where there's this kind of schism, and in the space industry it's due to this kind of perfect storm of technology and the political environment and various other factors, and it's this wonderful opportunity for small companies and startups to come in and kind of upend the incumbents. And so Accion wants to move from our foot in the door propulsion system model to eventually a service provider. In the very early days, the most challenging aspect of trying to start a space hardware company, I think, was this paradox of you need to build a working prototype before you can get money and start selling things and fundraise. And to build the prototype, you need access to equipment and you need expensive materials, and those things cost money. But to get the money, you need the prototype. But it's just this kind of vicious cycle. So in the beginning, that was a challenge. We ended up to try to solve that problem and get to the next stage of Accion. We have been doing a kind of hybrid venture capital government funding model. So we've gone down both paths and are trying to make them work simultaneously, which is interesting. And I would say if you ask my team, they'll have different answers as far as what's been most challenging. But for me personally, it's been coming at this from an engineering background and not realizing how much people's feelings and the psychology of leading a team would, it would be such a big part of this. I had no idea. To try to learn how to deal with the people aspect of running a company, I've just taken an engineering approach, reading lots of books and looking at the data on that. I do chat with a lot of folks that are slightly ahead of Accion's stage, so I can try to learn how they went through the things we're going through. I've been working with this wonderful woman who helps executive teams, and she's been helping me for free for 1.5 years, so that's been wonderful and very helpful. So just basically gathering as much information and even anecdotal advice as I can.